Hello everyone, myself Dr. Jyoti Mandala. Welcome you all to the video lecture series on C programming language. So we are learning about functions concept. So as part of functions, we already learned about what actually a function is, what are all the different types of functions are there, like user-defined functions and predefined functions. And we also learned about recursive functions. I hope you all are clear with those topics. So in today's class, we'll be learning about what are all how an array can be passed as an argument to the function. That means we will be combining the functions concepts with the arrays concept. So while combining these two, we will be passing our arrays as arguments to the functions. And to do that task, we have three options. First way is we can individually pass the array elements as arguments to the function. And the second way is complete array can be passed as an argument. That means here I am talking about one-dimensional array, or else we can pass multi-dimensional array as an argument to our function also. That means here in this case we will be talking about two-dimensional arrays. Right? To understand this concept about how these three ways will be working, we will be seeing with example. So let us start with how individual array elements can be passed as an arguments to the function. Okay, to understand this one, let me take this example. So what I'll do is in the main method, let me create one in the main function, let me create one array, and that array will be holding 5 values. Okay, so and all those values are of integer data type. Okay, so for that I'll be storing all values as integer values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what I'll do is I will be calling a function called show, and to that function I can pass individual array elements as parameters. That means I think you all know what do you mean by actual arguments and formal arguments. Actual arguments are nothing but the arguments that are passed here when the function is called, and formal arguments is nothing but when the function is defined, there whatever arguments you use, those are called as formal arguments. So as actual arguments, you can pass individual array elements like this. So individual array elements can be accessed by using your array name and the indexing. I hope you all know about this one, how an individual element can be accessed. So we can use this approach of passing individual elements like this. So indexing always starts from 0 and it ends at 4 because we have 5 elements. It starts like this. Okay, I hope you all are clear. And then what we'll do, we'll stop our function here. So what I'll do is simply I'll write printf end of main. Just for our understanding I'm writing. Okay, right? So I'll put slash in here. Now what I'll do is whether we are successfully able to get all the values or not. To understand that one, what I'll do is I'll write my show function here. I'll be writing void as a return type because no values we are passing, and in the show what I'll be doing is I will be accepting the individual arguments. Now these are called as actual arguments. Now formal arguments can be any argument variable name can be given, but what should be the data type? All these values should be of integer data type only. So we need to declare 5 variables. Let us call those 5 variables are p, int q, okay, int q, int r. Why I am writing int? Because the individual values are of which data type? Integer data type only. Okay, so int r, int s, and how many values we got? Int t. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 values. That means what happens? A of 0 value will be copied into P. A of 1 value will be copied into Q. A of 2 value will be copied into R. A of 3 value will be copied into S. Similarly like that. So let us try to print this and we'll see how whether it is displaying or not. Okay. So for your understanding, I have written all those 5 statements like printing P, Q, R and S, ST. All 5 values we have printed. And what happens? I already told A of 0 value will be copied into P, and all like this. A of 4 value will be copied into T. So let us see whether we are successfully getting those values or not. Let me check. There is an error. Show. There is an error here. Show. Why? Because whenever you are writing any function, we should have a prototype. So what is the prototype? the prototype is return type is void, the function name is show, and it requires 5 arguments, all should be of integer data type. Okay, I think you all know what actually this one is. So, right? So, let us see this. Now, there is no error. Run this and let us check the output. You can see P, Q, R, S, T values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values which are array values, and it has went back and it has displayed the last statement, that is end of our main also. So, this is how individual array elements can be passed as arguments to your function. Right? Now, the second category is passing your complete array as arguments to the function. That how can we do? I will show you. Now, how can we do that? I will be showing. Let us consider in the earlier program we passed individual array elements. Now, what I am doing is I am not passing the individual array elements. I want to pass the complete array. So, whenever you are passing a complete array, only name itself is enough if you pass an argument. So, whenever you are passing only name, here we should not write all as these number of arguments. Why? Because we are passing only name. Now, whenever you are passing only name, here we need to declare the data type should be matching because it is of integer data type, and here also it is integer data type. And then we need to take one more variable, and that variable should be of which data type you need to tell. Are you understanding? So, here to display the values we can use our what is that one? For loop. Why? Because here B is of array data. B is of array. So, how can we do that? Let me declare a variable called int I, and then I can use for. Let me write down this program, and then first let me write down this program. So, let us see this one. If you see here, I have passed the array name directly, and that I am storing in an array called B. So, whenever you are passing an array completely, only name is enough as an actual argument. But whenever you are defining a function in the formal argument, you need to specify that as the variable as an array. So, no need to specify the size there, and here I am trying to display all the values. Now, what happens? All the values in A array will be copied into the B array, and we are trying to display the B array only. So, let us see whether we are successful in getting the errors. I got 3 errors here. So, again there is a function prototype mismatch. What is the function prototype now? It should be of integer array, right? So, let us declare this one. Again I got 2 arrays. So, it is of integer array, right? So, I need to write an array like this. Okay, got it? So, let us check. I have compiled and I have executed. Let me check the output. So, if you see all the 5 values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of your array A has been copied. That's why we have got this output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is an B array we are trying to display. Got it all of you? So, the function prototype should be mentioned like this because we are trying to pass the array completely as an argument. So, whenever you are passing, array name itself is enough, right? So, this is how you are passing arrays to the function. Now, we have the third way also where we are passing multi-dimensional arrays as arguments also. That is nothing but we are trying to pass our 2-dimensional array as arguments. So, how that can be done? I will show you. So, before that, let me write down the code first, and then we'll see. So, let us check the code, how it will be done. Okay. Now, if you see here, I have declared a 2-dimensional array with 3 rows and 2 columns. So, these things you already know how to initialize the values and all. So, 3 rows I have initialized, and each row will be having 2 values. Now, whenever I want to pass a 2-dimensional array also as an argument to the function, directly the name itself can be passed. So, the name of my array is A. So, A array has been passed. Now, whenever I am defining this function, here I need to declare that it as an array. So, as it is a 2-dimensional array, we need to specify 2 sizes. Okay, 2 dimensions. But remember, whenever you are passing a 2-dimensional array as an argument, if you don't mention the row size, it is okay, but you need to specify a particular column size. It can be more than the column size of this A array also. Here it is 2, you can give more than 2. So, but mentioning the column size is required. Now, coming inside this show function, I am trying to display the elements of B to check whether the A elements have been successfully copied or not, right? So how can we do that? If you see here, the row size is 3 and the column size is 2. Like that I have written. But remember, if you don't know what is the row size and column size, here you can pass the row size and column size as one more argument, and here you can read that one also. That I'll show. Okay. So, and if you see the function prototype, what we have done, it is a two-dimensional array. So we need to mention 2 dimensions. So let me compile this. I have got 3 errors. Let me check. J value has not been declared. And we need to mention the size of that one also. Okay, undefined symbol, and B is never used also, it is showing. Let me check whether B has not been used or not. So let me first this one. Okay, let me check any errors are there. I think here we need to write some size. So let me write the size as 2. Okay, we have successfully compiled our error. Okay, let me check the output. If you see here, 1 2 3 4 5 6, last 1 2 3 4 5 6 is the elements of your B array. That means that the array of A values has been successfully copied into B values, and it went back. So it has displayed all the values. That means A values are copied into B, and we got the output where all the values are displayed starting from row 1 to row 2, 1 2 3 rows, and all column values we have displayed. And after executing this show function, it went back here and it has displayed the end of me. We can do one more thing also. I told you, if you don't know the array size, simply pass the row size and the column size here. Observe the difference, all of you. And here you can read that value. Let me call that one as int r comma int c. And what you can do here, instead of writing this 3 and 2 directly, you can use r and c. That also you can do. But there should be a small change in your function prototype, saying like, because you are passing 3 arguments, first argument is a 2-dimensional array, that is okay, and second one is you need to tell it that we are passing 3 arguments, so you need to mention like this. And one more thing, when now you are using 2-dimensional array, mentioning the column size is important. Without mentioning the column size, it will throw an error. So you can check the output. We will be getting the same output if you use. You can check here. We got the same output of 1 2 3 4 5 6 and end of May. I hope you all are clear with this concept, how an array can be passed, how a 2-dimensional array can be passed as an argument to your functions. Okay. So in this way, we can pass an array to an function as an argument in 3 ways. First way is individual elements can be passed. Second way is complete 1-dimensional array can be passed. Or third way is 2-dimensional array can also be passed as an argument to a function. Okay. So with this, we'll come to an end of our today's class. Okay. So let us all meet in our next class, where we will be learning the next concept coming to your functions. Let us all meet in the next class. Thank you, all of you.